All right, everybody, welcome back to the VRML. I'm your host, Gibular Bob. Good to see you all this evening. We've got an exciting match between BrainStormers and Alt F4. This was, I believe, the highest requested match to have a cast tonight. And yeah, this should be very, very exciting. Let me see here. 29 connoisseurs voted for Alt F4 to win this, 12 voted BrainStormers. So we shall see. Alt F4, a pretty new team. They don't really have any kind of history in the VRML database, but they've got quite a few members here. Just waiting on one more from BrainStormers. But while we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the matchup for tonight. Taking a look at the standings. BrainStormers, a silver-ranked team, number 51 in the local standings. Alt F4 Bronze all the way down in 89. But of course, that's because Alt F4 is completely new to the Breachers VRML, so they've got absolutely no data whatsoever on anything. BrainStormers with a record of 3-3-1. We see their top map is Factory with 63 rounds played on there, 51% win ratio on both Factory and Skyscraper with 61 rounds on Skyscraper, so just 2 less than Factory. And then, of course, 36 rounds on Hideout with a 39% round win ratio on Hideout, which is actually, funnily enough, going to be our first map of the evening here. So we'll see what happens with these teams. But of course, before we get started, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors over here at the VRML, starting off with Triangle Factory, of course, the developers of Breachers. If you've never played Breachers before, it's a 5 versus 5 tactical shooter, often compared to Rainbow Six Siege. You've got an attacking side, a defending side. The attacking side, of course, is trying to plant an EMP to defuse 2 bombs, and the defending side is trying to prevent that from happening. So that's what this game is. It's developed by the wonderful Triangle Factory, who have so generously contributed to the VRML prize pool this season. Of course, want to thank Exclaim, the VRML merch store. You want some cool merch from the VRML? Well, Exclaim is the place to get it. Additionally, if you're interested in an exclusive store-wide discount while supporting the league, consider affiliating with the VRML via Exclaim. Of course, we'd like to thank ProTube VR. ProTube VR provides the best VR rifle mounts and VR accessories. Help stabilize your aim in-game by picking up a MagTube stock. Put your controllers into cups that magnetically connect into a fully adjustable stock. Or, if you want to add to the immersion, you can check out the Force Tube with haptic feedback to enhance any virtual shooting experience. With a variety of other products, ranging from Beat Saber to joystick mounts, ProTube VR is your one-stop shop for controller peripherals. And of course, big thanks to ProTube for sponsoring the league as well. And how about HyperX? Get 15% off MRSP off of fully priced HyperX products in North America using code HXVRML23. HyperX also supports VRML with the high-quality HyperX Quadcast S. If you've ever heard Nightfire, when he casts, they went ahead and started it, he uses the HyperX microphone, the Quadcast S. We'd also like to thank Helga, the manager bot. If you're looking for a great esports bot, Helga is absolutely recommended. All right. They started the match, so we are going to hop straight into this. Here we go. Round 1 on Hideout. Yeah, Pollution did join BrainStormers, but of course, once you join a team after leaving one, you are on a temporary cooldown, so we won't see Pollution in this match. However, over on Alt F4, starting off with things over here, we do have 4 Spectrals and a Jesper from Smith. Over on BrainStormers, we've got 4 Spectrals and a Cyclone from BrainStormers at the moment, so we shall see what happens. Quickly hop back over here. All right, perfect. Yeah, Pollution is starting off on a cooldown. Taking a look over here, we do have it looks like a storage and gym push from BrainStormers, who are starting off on the offense here. Of course, we do see the team heading upstairs. Flighty Vintage moving into Garage at the moment, as Gravix moving into Garage as well. Quite a bit of lag there. Apologies, as we see Vintage with that breach that's been applied to the gym hatch. If they take out this wall, right here, this soft wall, it could give them a little bit more of an advantage. But right now, Smirko could actually find a kill on Vintage. Vintage is sitting up on that hatch and not watching the boiler door. You always want to make sure you blow up that wall if you're going to peek at that hatch. We currently see Boomac taking some shots as Smith will find that kill. Gamma is taken out by Boomac. We see a 3 versus 4 as Mr. Minalga takes out Dreamer. Here's Gryvix dropping down the storage hatch. Smith looking to find a kill and does take out Boomac. It is a 3 versus 3. Look at this, Smirko on 1 health at the moment. We see Cosmic over in Site A. The EMP is in the hands of Gryvix, who is looking to get it planted in Gym. This could be bad for Alt F4 if they let this EMP get planted. Mr. Minalga looks to defend, but Smith takes out Gryvix. A very cheeky angle there, finding 1 kill. It's now a 2 versus 2 as Mr. Minalga does take out Smith. And now the EMP has been planted for BrainStormers. This makes their job significantly easier. As we see Mr. Minalga right outside a garage. Vintage possibly watching. Yeah, Vintage is watching that boiler hatch. But again, it's going to be difficult to find that angle on Cosmic. It would have really helped out Vintage if they just destroyed that soft wall. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that Smirko and Cosmic have their work cut out for them. They've got to defuse the EMP, but they also have to worry about 2 more BrainStormers members, and Smirko is on 2 health. As Cosmic on 12, we see Vintage find 1, find 2. And what a round. This round 1 will go to BrainStormers. A very nice opening there. They're going to get myself. They are going to get some very, very nice round 2 eco there. Let's see. Okay, taking a look at that round 2 eco. We see 5 spectrals from F4. Another 4 from BrainStormers, so it's a double eco round. Mr. Minalga going for that Cyclone. They're choosing instead on BrainStormers to pick up a lot of utility, and then next round they'll be very comfortable with Vezins, and they'll have a lot of util as well. That's the advantage of running a double eco at the start. If you don't buy a round 2 Vezin, you will set yourself up for a good round in the future, but you just got to be careful that you take advantage of your eco advantage and buy a little more util for yourself. But here we go. Smith immediately finding 2 with a frag, goes bowling, and that's not a good start for BrainStormers. Mr. Minalga heading just above Laundry along with Vintage. Another frag. Alt F4 very eager here. Gryvix will pick up that breaching foam. Actually dropped it. Hopefully Gryvix didn't need that. As we see Smith, probably the MVP of this round so far in garage. Very, very nice start from Alt F4. Smith just casting out that frag, finding 2. Always got to be careful if you go for that direct garage push, because the other team could easily go bowling. We've seen that happen quite a few times. Of course, when I say going bowling, I mean they toss a frag under the door. And since Flighty and Boomac were by the planter, the frag just rolled out into the perfect position. Gryvix with that cloaking device, peeking the death hallway, now moving in, does have a Cyclone here. This hasn't gone the best for BrainStormers. They would have liked to pick up a second round here. There is the possibility that they can do that. But Alt F4, their job is significantly easier. They only have to worry about 3 more BrainStormers players. Vintage, Gryvix, Mr. Minalga, all above sites A and B at the moment in bedroom. Now rotating out into the family room balcony. There's foam on the site A hatch. That's dining room. Who's in dining room? Smirko and Cosmic. Now, Cosmic is actually in a dangerous spot because there's a multitude of very good angles if you play this site A hatch. Cosmic could face some damage here, but actually behind the table. So unless BrainStormers fire some lucky shots through that table, they probably won't be able to see Cosmic. There goes the dining room wall as Gryvix looks to find a kill on Cosmic, and Mr. Minolga will find that cleanup kill. Gryvix found most of the damage, but again, if spotted, that family room balcony hatch can do a lot of damage to that front half of the site A dining room. Gryvix now going for that plant, but Smith is in foyer, listening for that EMP, going to take out some players, finds one on Vintage, but looks to take out another, but Mr. Minolga will find that. Gryvix is planted the EMP as Dreamer takes out Mr. Minolga. Gryvix finds Dreamer. It's now a 1 versus 1. It's just down to Gryvix and Gamma 2 Dash. Gryvix is so low on 23 health. Does have a heal, does have a cloak. On top, pushes, but Gamma finds the kill! And oh my goodness, that's the real disadvantage of having the lower health in that situation. Gamma just needed one successful shot to end things off. And a good round for Alt F4. They pick up their first round to tie things up. And what a good round from this team. Going for Alt F4. Yeah, a lot of the connoisseurs voted Alt F4 tonight. I think it was 23 votes to be specific. 29 votes to Alt F4, 12 to BrainStormers. Well, BrainStormers, they're going to have their Vezin round. They've also got a lot of eco to play around with. They kind of mitigated their advantage last round since they did lose it, but they will have a lot of Vezins and util to play around with. A little more than Alt F4. Pick up some breaching foam, some grenades, a cloaking device, and of course both teams picking up that heal. It's important to run support items here. Go there. Here we go. We're starting off with a wine cellar pushes. Gamma finds the kill on Mr. Minolga. That hasn't gone the way BrainStormers wanted. Gryvix actually picking up a Cadillo instead of a Vezin. This is a big full buy round for BrainStormers. If they lose this one, well, if, whichever team is going to lose this one, definitely would have a disadvantage next round. They're going to be on a force eco. Really wish I could play. Well, it is what it is, but it'll be interesting to see what you can do. Evolution, of course, very, very good player. Smirko finds a kill there. As Vintage takes out Smith. See Dreamer over in Site A. Gryvix Vintage rotating back around into Wine Cellar. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. 4 Vezins up on Alt F4. Gryvix now looking to retreat and move back up to the small stairs. Do they have breaching foam? Gryvix has breaching foam right now, along with the EMP. It's the plan here from BrainStormers. Perhaps it looks like they want to go for a 2-prong here. Foam on this bar wall, the second on the arcade wall in the back that we're looking at right now. Dreamer and Gamma 2 Dash are both in bar at the moment. Vintage finds the kill on Dreamer. It's now a 3 versus 3. A frag is tossed in. That might take out the trip mine. It doesn't. Oh, that could be an oversight from BrainStormers if they're not watching for it. We see Gamma taken out by Vintage, who had a very, very important angle It's now a 2 versus 3. There's the foam on the arcade wall. BrainStormers are looking to open up Site A here. They're going to have to make a move fairly soon. They do still have the EMP. Gryvix has that. Possibly going around for the flank is Vintage on the cleanup there, taking out Smirko. Vintage kind of soloed that site and found all those kills, but the EMP's been dropped by Gryvix, who was taken out by Cosmic. In order for Cosmic to win this, it's going to have to be a 1 versus 2. As we see Cosmic looking for a kill. 10 seconds left on the clock. BrainStormers finally get that EMP planted. Just in time as Vintage finds a 4th. And an excellent job to Vintage there, who found quite a few kills. Shooting bodies is against rules? Oof. I didn't know. You know, yeah, again, I can't call that. I am but a humble caster, so afraid I can't call if shooting bodies is against the rules. It would have to be resolved through a ticket. But currently, we do see four Vezins in the hands of BrainStormers, so it had a very, very nice last round. Find a lot of util as well as F4 definitely on that Force-Seeker. Remember, I was talking about that. Whoever lost that round, they would definitely hurt for Eco since they spent so much in the previous round. But BrainStormers, they've got a good setup going right now. They're a round up on Alt F4. We'll see what they do this time as Gryvix heading up onto the porch. Quite laggy there, my goodness. As there goes the garage wall. F4 looks to find an early frag again, but Smith doesn't pick up a kill this time. Possibly getting droned out as Smith in a gunfight with Flighty, now getting droned. Smith kind of pressed in a very difficult situation right here. Flighty is outside of the front door. Smith looks to retreat. Mr. Minalga right outside of Laundry at the moment. We see 4 outside of Garage. Flighty, Boomac, Vintage. Gryvix now rotating back around to the foyer. As F4 looks to be playing back right here. They're giving up a lot of real estate. Vintage gets the phone on that garage wall. There goes one. Smirko in the back of Site B at the moment. Mr. Minalga might look to get... Yeah, there's the foam on the second wall, and Smirko is just kind of pressed behind the kitchen island. Does manage to get away, but they've given up a lot of space over on Alt F4. Mr. Minalga does find the kill on Dreamer. Gamma 2 Dash is in the pantry. Smirko in the connector. There goes a frag. Vintage is quite damaged by that. Gryvix finds the kill on Smirko. It's now a 3 versus 5. This has been a very, very good round for BrainStormers. The EMP is getting planted. Mr. Minalga on an excellent flank watcher takes out Gamma 2 Dash. They have to be careful about Cosmic though. Flighty finds that kill. It's now just down to Smith. Now, Smith might be going for the syringe save here. Trying to salvage that. As we see, Boomac is taken out by Smith. He looks to get that Vezin. Looks to find one, but Gryvix finds that kill instead. And the round goes to BrainStormers. Gryvix appears to be quite laggy here. Yeah, that definitely looked like Gryvix was lagging a bit at the end of that round, but it is what it is. As we move on to round 5, we're already 1 round off of the halftime round. Flighty needs to shake the nerves off. Yeah, I mean, you know, these players are just getting into the... Oh, yeah, excuse me. They're just getting into the game. They warming up a bit here. So we'll see. You know, they're definitely not out of it yet. Actually, Flighty's on BrainStormers, who's up 2 rounds right now. So Flighty isn't doing, I mean, Flighty can't be doing terribly since BrainStormers is up in the game right now. But it looks like it's going to be that family room balcony push onto Site A, which is the bathroom. We'll see. They're going to pop open this window, possibly the hatch. Although, from the way this setup is looking, they might be going for a bedroom push. They don't have players on the windows or the balcony, so it might actually be a bedroom push. They're pretty far over to family room right now. It looks like that's the plan. There's a drop. Wow, Mr. Minolga is already in the family room balcony. This is quite the interesting strategy. Dropping players through the hatch before entering the family room balcony. On the porch out there, we do see foam on the Site A wall. Smirko behind that box as we have Cosmic in the back of Site A. There's a breach already on Site A, and Alt F4 again have given up a lot of ground very early. We see Cosmic with a Marui, which has been buffed recently, as we see Boomac finds the kill on Cosmic. It's now a 4 versus 5. What a frag! That doesn't take out. Oh, that does take out Smirko, though. What an impressive frag. There's another one tossed deep into the site. Flighty is already outside, and what an impressive strategy to toss the frag while the EMP is getting planted. That definitely stopped F4 quite a bit there. Smith over in Site A in the connector, pushing up into the shower, and F4, their lack of aggression here has definitely hurt them. Dreamer's now taken up by Vintage. Gamma finds the kill on Boomac, goes down to Gryvix, who picks up that refrag as Smith is almost taken out by Flighty on 25 health. They're actually both on the same amount of health as Smith finds one. Goes down to Gryvix, who secures that refrag and the 4th round for Alt F4. BrainStormers on fire in their opening hatch. Let's take a look. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. I just hit the replay button. Oh well. And taking a look at that eco from BrainStormers, I mean, we're looking on Alt F4. This is the halftime round, so F4 are going to need to spend their money here. They can only afford 2 Vezins. Smirko picking up a Taurus, Cosmic picking up an RCP, and Dreamer with that Spectral. Over on BrainStormers, they've got 5 Vezins. They've got plenty of money over on BrainStormers. They can really buy anything they want. They've had a very, very good offensive half. We'll see if they can keep up this momentum when they switch sides next round. But I wonder, is BrainStormers going to get pre-fragged again by Smith, who's tried it twice now? It worked the first time. It did not work the second time. Will they try it a third? Gamma 2 Dash in Garage right now. Cosmic, the only member of Alt F4 right now to have a frag. So we see Mr. Minolga right outside of Laundry again. Gryvix up on the boxes. They're tossing that drone out. Looking to find some intel as we see Cosmic way in the back of Kitchen by the island. And Alt F4, they've been playing very passive, which I would dare say has been hurting them. They're giving up a lot of territory very early. Gamma 2 Dash finds Boomac. Flighty quickly picks up that refrag. There's the breach from Laundry. And Cosmic. Oh, Dreamer takes out Mr. Minolga. Good start for Alt F4. They do have one player up over BrainStormers. The best that F4 can do right now is secure a 4-2 game heading into the second half, but BrainStormers going to be pushing for that 5-1. That would make their second half very, very easy on BrainStormers. They only really need to win 2 rounds. Gryvix finds Dreamer. A frag toss way deep into the site. That finds Cosmic. A very, very good frag as Gryvix takes out Smirko. Flighty finds Smith, and it was very, very calculated from BrainStormers right there. They did not lose focus at all. And an excellent first half for BrainStormers. Let's take a look at that frag really quick. I really like that frag. That went way, way into the back of the site. Yeah, I'm watching that. Oh, it takes out Cosmic. Really secured that kill. We do see over on Alt F4 currently 5 Spectrals. Breaching Foam from Dreamer. Over on BrainStormers, 4 Spectrals and a Cyclone. And we shall see. We got Vintage way out by Family Room, but it looks like the plan from F4 right now is to push possibly Bedroom, Death Hallway maybe. Here we are on round 7 as Smith opens up the Death Hallway door there. Gamma 2 Dash over on the porch as well. You got Smirko checking out the skylight. Grievous right in the back of Death Hallway by Deathbox. Looking to find a kill possibly on Gamma 2 Dash, who looks to head back outside. Cosmic on the Death Hallway window. There's 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Smirko on the roof as Dreamer over on the roof as well. Getting ready to peek that bedroom hatch. Vintage is still in Family Room. I wonder if BrainStormers are expecting F4 to change up their push. You see Smith in bedroom at the moment. Gamma has that EMP. Look to grapple for a second, but Cosmic way in the back outside the Death Hallway. So we see there goes a breach onto the bedroom wall into site B. Smirko Smith checking that box. They're looking for Mr. Minolga, who's way in the back there. Finds a lot of damage on Smith, down to 9 health. Dreamer takes out Boomac. Minute 30 left on the clock, and Alt F4 are going to need to make a move pretty soon here. As Mr. Minolga finds Smith. Smirko by this box's Vintage making their way through Family Room balcony as Cosmic takes out Mr. Minolga. Vintage finds Smirko. 2 versus 3. Now, F4 has the numbers advantage, but their time is definitely expiring as they have a minute left on the clock. They do have time to get that EMP in there and plant it, but they are going to have to make a move fairly soon here. Cosmic is in that bedroom door. So we see 45 seconds left on the clock. Flighty just playing that connector along with Vintage, and Alt F4, they're very hesitant about pushing in on site B, and the longer they stay out of the site, more of an advantage they're giving to BrainStormers. Cosmic TK's Dreamer, not what F4 wanted to see right now. So we see Gamma moving in, looking to get that EMP planted on the server. Vintage is flanking through the Family Room balcony as Cosmic does find the kill on Flighty. It's now just down to Vintage to clutch up for the rest of BrainStormers. Gamma looks to peek that breach. Oh, and finds the kill on Vintage to give F4 their first win. Not allowed to comment and play. Well, I don't know if that's true. There is a massive 3-minute delay on the stream, so they're going to be a complete round behind. So I personally don't really see a problem with that, but what do I know? As we see over on F4, they are definitely making use of that eco boost for Vezins and Marui from Cosmic. Goodness, they are definitely playing to win in this second half compared to what we saw from BrainStormers, they double E-code to go into the third round with plenty of util, but F4, Alt F4 really buying into this round. This can either hurt the team or it can really, really help them. Good teamwork. Yeah, BrainStormers have definitely had good comms tonight. We'll see if that continues as Cosmic finds Gryvix very, very early into the round. Gryvix looking to go for a potential peek there and find a kill on Alt F4. Didn't work out. So we see Smirko outside of storage. Cosmic on the patio there, along with Dreamer and Smirko. Smith up by garage. The sites, of course, are bar and gym. Smith and Smirko heading into storage. There's foam on the gym wall. Flighty is in boiler at the moment. Okay. Boomac up on the table. We see Gamma and Cosmic right outside of garage right now. 2 minutes left on the clock. There goes Gamma. Dreamer finds the kill on Vintage as Gamma foams that storage hatch. Smirko finds Boomac. Mr. Minolga takes out Smirko. Minolga finds 2, but goes down to Smith. And what an end to the round that was, as we see F4 picking up their third round over BrainStormers. Flighty is still AFK. Uh-oh. Now disconnected for BrainStormers, and Alt F4 have done an excellent job of bringing this game back on their offensive half. We see four Vezins, again, 4 Vezins and a Marui from F4, a Marui from Bot Neil, a Vezin from Mr. Minolga, a Taurus from Vintage, and 2 Spectrals from BrainStormers this round. I gotta say, I wonder what the plan is going to be for BrainStormers. They had a good start, a good first half on offense, but currently they are struggling for a bit of pace on the defense. So, will things work out for BrainStormers? Well, we'll find out. The sites are upstairs. Smith going for that early drone. There's the bedroom hatch. Dreamer watching that hatch as we have that drone moving in through bedroom, scouting outside B. Vintage not getting spotted there as the drone is checking, spots that trip mine. It looks like Dreamer, Smirko, Smith already in family room balcony. Bot Neil with that Marui over at the entrance to bathroom. Smith now moving up, possibly checking out bedroom. Dreamer and Gamma over by bedroom as well. Bedroom and death hallway. As we see, there goes a frag deep into site B. Doesn't find anybody. Dreamer finds 2. A very impressive double kill there. As we see Cosmic getting that EMP planted. Flighty finds 1 on Gamma. We see Flighty finding 2. Smirko does take out Boomac. It's now a 2 versus 3. Flighty does have a Vezin. Mr. Minolga with, Flighty has a Marui. Mr. Minolga does have that Vezin. So, it is still going to be difficult for BrainStormers. They don't have any kind of support items, but they do have those rifles. Cosmic, however, takes out Mr. Minolga. It's all just down to Flighty. The last member of BrainStormers still up. Dreamer spraying some of that foam to taunt Flighty a bit, who finds 1. Finds 2, but Cosmic secures that refrag. And wow, it almost looked like Flighty could bring that round back. And that's just, you don't want to try baiting out and taunting your opponent like that, because they can use that intel, as we saw from Flighty, to possibly find that kill. Now it's a 5 versus 4 game. Alt F4 just one round off of tying this up on round 10. We'll see what happens. Of course, BrainStormers has put Alt F4 in the danger zone. So, if BrainStormers wins this round, they are going to put F4 on match point. Well, it's going to put BrainStormers on match point over F4, I should say. And if F4 wins this round, not only will they tie it up, they will do the same to BrainStormers. So they will be one round off of match point. So we'll see what happens. It could really go either team's way at this point. They do have plenty of utility, and they've got some good weapons at the moment. So we'll see what happens. An early laundry window open by BrainStormers. Alt F4 also looking out at the front door at the moment and living room. Looks like the push is going to be in garage on kitchen. We see a breach from garage onto kitchen so far. Boomac on that site. B-bomb. Gryvix over right outside of pantry at the moment. So we see Smirko, Cosmic, Gamma, all in garage, as well as Dreamer. So 4 Alt F4 members in garage. Smith, of course, watching that flank. Gryvix looks to be thinking about going for that flank, but look at this. Flighty is on big stairs. 2 minutes left on the clock, so F4 has plenty of time to make this work. So Gryvix is taken out by Smirko. Boomac behind that bomb as Cosmic now drops. Looks to push up through that side door. There's Dreamer, rushes in, finds the kill on Boomac. Mr. Manolga secures that refrag. There's a trip mine that'll take out a good chunk of health from Cosmic. Flighty finds 2! Mr. Manolga finds 2! And BrainStormers secure match point in this second half. A very impressive flank from Flighty, and Mr. Manolga securing those cleanup kills. Very, very nice from BrainStormers. You know, I thought I mentioned that they slowed down a bit in the second half, but from that round, wow, they played incredibly well. You couldn't tell if they lost any kind of pace there because they secured some very, very nice kills. Of course, Flighty definitely played a big part in that with that flank on big stairs. Mr. Manolga, of course, finding those 2 kills as well. Really helped BrainStormers there, and they pushed them ahead to match point. They're now on 6 rounds. Of course, if BrainStormers wins this one, they will win the whole map. But of course, on Alt F4, they do have a Marui, a Cadillo, and a Vezin. So they're using the last of their money to try and stay in this first map. Will it happen? We'll find out in just a moment as we see Gamma on the porch as well as Cosmic. Smith heading up on the porch as well. The last time we saw the last time the sites were on the top floor, Alt F4 did find that round win. So, let's see. Can they replicate what they did last time to secure a win here? There's Foam on the bedroom hatch. Gryvix is actually down in family room balcony at the moment by boxes. As we see Smirko heading up the side onto the porch. Smith, Smirko heading up as Dreamer right outside of family room balcony does pop that family room balcony window open with the Jesper. Cosmic, Gamma 2 dash checking out Skylight. Mr. Manolga behind the death box. As we see Flighty downstairs on the roam. I didn't happen to catch if Alt F4 used a drone this round, but they definitely want to do that from now on. Mr. Manolga finds Dreamer gets the spot in, but you gotta wonder what was Alt F4 doing there. I mean, Dreamer went right in. I don't know if they droned that angle out at all, but Mr. Minalga finds a kill. That frag, I don't think it's going to damage. No, it's not going to find Mr. Minalga. Gamma now drops on the Skylight onto the big stairs. Flighty finds that kill, but Cosmic was watching Skylight, picks up the root frag on Flighty. And that was an excellent kill from Flighty, but very good on Cosmic watching that flank. You see Smith and Smirko still out on the porch. Cosmic watching that Skylight, but it's a 4 versus 3. And BrainStormers have really found a lot of confidence. Gryvix takes out Smith. Looks to rotate over to Death Hallway. Smirko on the porch. Finds the kill on Gryvix. Picks up a nice little kill there. Right now, it looks like Alt F4 trying to play for picks as long as they possibly can, but they don't have the EMP just yet. Smirko's going to need to recover that soon, as there's 40 seconds left on the clock. Smirko heading into Death Hallway, doesn't recover the EMP. This could be a big mistake for Alt F4. Mr. Minalga finds a second on Smirko. And Cosmic, the only member of Alt F4, still standing as Boomac finds the kill on Cosmic. And BrainStormers will walk away with map 1. An excellent job to BrainStormers there, who found a lot of success in those last few rounds. Those last 2 rounds, that was all it took. Definitely, a great job. They built up an excellent lead in the first half of that game, and it really showed. They got great communication there. They had good teamwork. And yeah, everything worked out well for BrainStormers in that first half. Taking a look at the scoreboard, of course, Mr. Minalga, 14-6, Flighty, 12-8, Vintage, 10-4, Gryvix, 8-8, and Boomac, 3-9 over on Alt F4. Cosmic, 8-8, Smith, 9-10, Gamma 2-, 5-8, Dreamer, 7-11, Smirko, 6-11. Knives in the game would be sick. Yeah, I've heard the argument, but it's something that Triangle Factory has specifically said they won't do. You can actually, if you join their support Discord, take a look at their suggestions page if you've been in the Discord for more than a week. And they've got a big frequently suggested post, and Knives Melee, that's been on there. That's not going to get added. So, we'll see, but I trust Triangle Factory's judgment. They've done an excellent job tweaking the game and adding new content, and they've definitely they definitely make interesting changes to the meta. So we'll see what happens next. Of course, the next update that they're going to release is the competitive update, which will add a whole new layer of depth to the game. It'll give players something else to chase for. Recently, they added the skills and skins update, which if you've been paying attention to the rounds, to the game here, you'll notice that some of the players do have some nice new skins on their gun. Of course, they do have levels as well. I don't believe we have a way in our VRML assets to check those out just yet, but definitely some good rounds from these teams. Just waiting on the DMs from the teams to see if they are ready. We are missing a BrainStormers player at the moment. Very nice flank. Yeah, very, very good flank. That really turned things around for BrainStormers when Flighty picked up that kill. Okay, interesting. The game's been started again, but we don't have everybody from BrainStormers here at the moment. But we are going to start up round 2 as we see BrainStormers starting a player down. 3 Spectrals on BrainStormers, Cyclone and a Jesper. Over on Alt F4, 4 Spectrals from them. curious to see what the strategy is. Of course, map 2, Skyscraper, different meta entirely, and a different way you approach the way you play this map. The sites are, of course, broadcast and mixing rooms, so we'll see. Alt F4 is starting off on the defense. Let me make sure that's right in the... No, that's not right. Okay, there we go. Perfect. It's a good thing I noticed that early before before I made the chat mad at me. But here we go. On round 1 of Skyscraper. Starting off, Gryvix already opening up the south stairs door, tossing a frag in there. That actually doesn't take out the static field emitter. To have 3 members of BrainStormers, or excuse me, Alt F4 in broadcast at the moment. Haunted Loaves now subbing in for BrainStormers. They are still a player down. They do have Bot Kenny, who makes entry over on the north stairs hallway, now heading into the broadcast hallway, and Fools sending it into Site A. Dreamer looks to find that kill, but Smirko, instead finds that. Boomac is in the podcast room. There's the breaching foam on the Site A wall. Haunted Loaves and Gryvix look to make entry there. There goes the breach. Smirko Smith now moving into mixing along with Dreamers. Less than 2 minutes on the clock right now. Plenty of time for BrainStormers, but Smith picks up the kill on Mr. Minalga. Boomac looks to find a kill, but Smith picks up another. Gets refragged by Haunted Loaves as Dreamer finds that refrag. Gryvix takes out Dreamer. It's now a 1 versus 3. It's just down to Gryvix to pick up these last 3 kills. Looks to find one on Gamma to dash, but Gamma will find that kill instead to give round 1 of map 2 to Alt F4. There we go. And this is, okay, they've got their 5th player in on BrainStormers. They've got Gryvix, Boomac, Mr. Minalga, Haunted Loaves, and Vintage. So they got everybody back on BrainStormers. We'll see if this this will definitely get BrainStormers a little more power there. You know, of course, when you play with a bot and you're already 1 player down, I mean, it's just... It's difficult. It's difficult to win that round. Of course, we saw with E-Kittens versus Voltage last night. They played very, very well for the first 2 maps, despite being a player down. So, not always the biggest factor that determines the game. So, you know, BrainStormers did play very well. They got all 5 of their players back, so they've returned to full strength. But it is mostly a double eco from Alt F4 this round. Smith, of course, the only player there with a Vezin. We do see 4 Spectrals and a Cyclone from BrainStormers as Boomac making quite a bit of noise, foaming that Site B2 lounge window there. Gamma in the back by the kitchenette. The window's been broken on a bathroom, but it looks like Boomac is definitely making a lot of noise, so the rest of BrainStormers can infiltrate through lobby. As we see Vintage, Haunted, and Mr. Minalga all entering lobby right now. Haunted on the move, heading towards lower south. There's a trip mine, though. Ooh, that's a very, very well-placed trip mine. And a proximity alarm. Ooh, and Alt F4 have done a very, very good job of prepping that lobby hallway. Of course, that trip mine hasn't been taken care of yet. That might catch Haunted Loaves or the rest of BrainStormers off guard. We see, of course, a Dreamer in Site A. Smirko, Site A as well. It's Vintage tossing that breaching foam over to lower south. Oh, actually to Gryvix, who enters in through the south stairs. We see 1.5 minutes left on the clock. Gryvix has foamed that Site A wall. And there it goes. Dreamer, of course, in the back of Site A. That's offices. Mr. Minalga, Haunted Loaves, Boomac, Vintage, all out in lobby. They've got a very nice angle to peek in there. Gryvix, of course, does take out that hatch in Site B, but Dreamer finds the kill on Vintage. Dreamer finds a second on Mr. Minalga. Dreamer finds a third on Boomac. Looks to find a fourth, possibly on Haunted Loaves, but is very, very low. See a frag tossed out, and Dreamer finds a fourth on Haunted Loaves. Dreamer, almost picks up an ace, but this round will go to Alt F4. And a very, very good round from Alt F4. I mean, Dreamer taking out 4 members of BrainStormers. And that push did not go the way they wanted it to. Probably because Alt F4 did some very, very nice prep and found a good setup for that trip mine and that proximity alarm. They alerted Alt F4 to where the push from BrainStormers would be coming from. But currently we see Vintage, Mr. Minalga, and Boomac all outside of Green Room Hallway. So, will BrainStormers get in Site B? It looks like they might try and going in for a full send, but we'll see. They have a half buy from Mr. Minalga at the moment. So we'll see what happens. Map 3 is going to be ship. If anybody had any questions about that. If we see a map 3. Of course, BrainStormers won the first game. We see Mr. Minalga, Boomac in the window there. Boomac moving into Green Room Hallway as Cosmic looks to find some shots there. Does have that Marui. I don't know. What do you think in the chat? Is the Marui a viable weapon for competitive play? I know before it wasn't picked as much, but with some significant buffs to body shot damage and some massive recoil reduction. I'm curious. What does everybody think? We see Cosmic using it, but still, the weapon I see picked most of the time is Vezin. There's a frag over to that Green Room Hallway window. 2 minutes left on the clock as Gryvix and Vintage make their way up through lobby. They don't have a player in Storage Hallway. Haunted Loafs making their way through Broadcast Hallway at the moment. Might go through North Stairs as Cosmic finds the kill on Boomac. Mr. Minalga secures that refrag, but very, very low on 13 health at the moment. It's a 4 versus 4. Mr. Minalga, once you get a heal off, does recover that EMP. There's a minute and a half left on the clock now. Vintage. Ooh, there goes the heal. Minalga looks to recover that. Oh my goodness, is almost taken out. But does get out the window in just enough time. And what a throw. I believe that was Gryvix who threw that. So Minalga is going to definitely need that heal in order to continue the push on this round. But we do see currently a 4 versus 4. A minute left on the clock. So BrainStormers have used a lot of their time so far. And they are definitely going to need to find some pace here in the last few seconds of this round. Gamma finds the kill on Vintage. Gets refragged by Mr. Minalga. Gryvix is on 6 health. Mr. Minalga still on 7. Hasn't gotten that healing syringe, but Alt F4 have done an excellent job of keeping BrainStormers out of the sight so far. Smirko in the back as Mr. Minalga moving into the Green Room Hallway. Dreamer takes out Mr. Minalga, and it's now a 2 versus 3. Gryvix and Haunted Loafs out in lobby. Gryvix will find that kill, but Smirko will take out Haunted. Dreamer finds the kill on Gryvix to give round 3 to Alt F4. And they've done an excellent job on Alt F4. They built up a 3-0 lead. They're giving themselves a lot of money to play with, which they will definitely use to recover some gadgets as well. Alt F4 going to look to solidify their lead as much as possible. to make things difficult for BrainStormers and reduce their margin for error when it's BrainStormers' turn on the defense. Of course, that halftime round is showing up in 2 rounds, so we'll see what happens here. Both of these teams, I mean, Alt F4, I believe this is their first ever VRML match. I mean, we haven't had any data on them, so we'll see what they, if they pull a win here. Currently, BrainStormers did win that first map, but Alt F4 found some very, very nice pace. Of course, you could argue, and I've seen the argument, that Skyscraper is a defense-sided map. But it all really depends on how you play. Cosmic over in Site A with that Marui. As we see Mr. Manalga and Boomac outside of the podcast room at the moment. About 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Dreamer on top of those boxes in mixing. Cosmic over in mixing as well. It looks like it's going to be another mixing push. If it's anything like last time, BrainStormers are going to want to try and change up their strategy a bit. The last time they tried pushing mixing, it did not work out for them. Of course, we'll see what happens. Loaf's moving into the podcast room. Boomac now has foam on that wall. It helped since Kenny did not rush into Site A. Mr. Manalga finds the kill on Cosmic as Smirko looks to pick up where Cosmic left off. We see a frag tossed out. Did tag Mr. Manalga a bit. He got that heal off. Smith finds Gryvix as a frag toss deep into mixing. Wow, what a frag from Boomac, who picks up a very, very nice kill. Haunted Loaves has been tagged by Smith at the end of that broadcast hallway right outside the server. We see another frag tossed by Smith. What a throw as Boomac now peeking that mixing breach. 1:20 left on the clock as Dreamer pushing up towards the bomb. BrainStormers have had a very, very nice round so far as Boomac takes out Gamma 2 Dash. Boomac finds a double kill. It's now just down to Smith, who's all the way over in broadcast, making their way over to mixing. 1 minute left on the clock. This could be the momentum that BrainStormers needed, but Smith finds one. Oh, and is refragged by Vintage to give BrainStormers their first round. And what a very, very nice frag kill. I got to see that again from BrainStormers. Wow, you see it, just a dart in there, and wow, it takes out that Alt F4 player. But goodness, what a frag there. I'm a sucker for a frag kill, but we shall see what happens with the rest of this game. Currently, BrainStormers is 2 rounds down off of Alt F4, who had a very, very nice opening 3 rounds. But BrainStormers, with this win, they're going to get a lot more eco. They've already bought a full stack of Vezins, and they've recovered some util as well. Of course, it looks like Haunted recovered a Vezin from F4. Which saves a lot of money for BrainStormers, and that's very, very nice for them so far. So we'll see what happens on round 5 here. Of course, next round is going to be the halftime round, so here's what we'll see from BrainStormers there. But currently we see a drone from Haunted Loaves moving in to North Stairs and heading to Lower North. Gamma is over in Upper Lounge at the moment. Smith in storage. We see 2 minutes 40 seconds on the clock. A frag is tossed out. It doesn't find anybody as Mr. Manalga and Boomac all the way back on North Stairs. We see Gryvix making their way into podcast. Haven't seen too much droning from BrainStormers. Flighty, get back in there. Yeah, Flighty had to go after map 1. Played very well. As we see Gamma over in Upper Lounge. Mr. Manalga, And I think Gamma might have noticed that foot clipping through the wall. Boomac. Oh, no, I don't think Gamma did notice. Boomac now peeking the angle. They're just a little bit away from each other every time they peek that. So close. You see Haunted Loaves outside of the upper lounge window as Boomac takes out Gamma Dash. There's a little frag, immediate frag from Smirko. Doesn't find anybody, however. As we see Smith and Dreamer over in storage at the moment. Smirko in green room. Cosmic over in green room as well. They've got a 50-50 split from Brainstormers. I think they're probably expecting the push to either come from both sides, or they don't quite know where it's coming from yet. So they're just dividing their forces evenly. A minute on the clock, as Brainstormer's been pretty passive this round, but Dreamer will find the kill on Boomac. Very, very nice pick there. We see Mr. Minolka and Haunted Loaves over in upper lounge at the moment. It's a 4 versus 4. Smith moving up is taken out by Mr. Minolka. Tried to get that Vezin and the heal. Smirko takes out Vintage with a frag. 3 versus 3. There goes the upper lounge wall as Dreamer pushes out. It's taken out by Mr. Minolka. It's now a 2 versus 3. Smirko in the cubby as Cosmic over by the broadcast hallway. And we see Gryvix is in Site A. Mr. Minolka going for that plant, but they don't have any frags left on Alt F4. It's now just down to Smirko as Gryvix takes out Cosmic. 1 versus 3. Smirko. Bit of lag there. Does have that Vezin. Looking to possibly find a kill. But Brainstormers all the way over in storage hallway. Smirko's tagged. Finds one on Gryvix. And does have a heal to find a little extra health. Smirko looking for the kill on Haunted Loaves or Mr. Minolka. But there's the 30 seconds warning on the EMP. Smirko is going to have to make a move here. Richie, how's it going? Good to see you. Uh-oh. The EMP is definitely timing out. This could be what Brainstormers needed as Haunted Loaves looking to peek that wall, but Smirko decides it's better to just salvage that Vezin. Has to be careful, though, in case Brainstormers try and find Smirko to pick up that kill. But it doesn't look like it might happen. Oh! Smirko takes out Haunted Loaves. And that was probably the best that Alt F4 could do that round with how that worked out. But a very nice round from Brainstormers. They got that EMP planted, and you know they didn't push up way too much. One of their players did, and they were taken out by Smirko, but it is what it is. And Brainstormers, the remaining 2, decided it would be better to not push up on Smirko and not feed any more kills. There's no reason to feed any extra kills when you have that EMP planted. You just stay by it, and it becomes very, very difficult for the other team. I mean, it looked like Smirko gave up at the last second there and decided to salvage the Vezin and the heal. Probably the best thing that Smirko could do in that situation. Of course, picked up an extra kill on Haunted Loaves at the end there, which a bit of an annoyance for Brainstormers, but they've got the eco, so they could afford a death there, but they probably would have liked to salvage, or to secure a little extra loot and prevent having to spend more money. But they did win the round, and they are 1 round off of tying this up. Now, if Brainstormers plays a good defense, well, this could be very, very good for them. They'd ideally like to go into the second half with a tie, but also push for a 4-2 lead. That's the best lead they can push for right now. We see a drone spotting for Brainstormers. And really, they throw their frags very early on Alt F4, which has seemed to hurt them a little bit. We see Mr. Minolka with that breaching foam on the Site B wall. Cosmic, Smirko in the back by the connector. Smith now rotating back. They have to be careful about how they play this on Alt F4. One well-placed frag would do a lot of damage to Alt F4 here. Cosmic, of course, tossing out a smoke, cutting off that line and say it's a double smoke. I think one was thrown by BrainStormers themselves as Boomac, pushing up over to management, finds the kill on Smith. You see Cosmic, Smirko, and Gamma all still in the back of that connector. Oh my goodness, this could be so dangerous. All it takes... Oh, Smirko finds the kill on Haunted Loves. I was going to say all it takes is one frag from Haunted. But currently they do not have possession of that. There it is. Mr. Minalga picks it up, tossing it. Oh, where did it go? There it is. As a frag tossed in the back, that's not going to find anybody, though. You need to go a little bit deeper into the site. So that's a good round, or a good thing for for Alt F4, but Mr. Minalga picks up Cosmic, and Vintage finds the kill on Dreamer. So we see a 2 versus 4. Mr. Minalga gets that EMP planted. Smirko in Site A. Gamma in the back of Site A as well. This is Conference. And of course, Alt F4 just facing the same fate that they did last time. They're getting pushed out of that site very, very early. We'll see what happens, though. Currently, Boomac, Mr. Minalga on the catwalk. Gryvix watching by the recycling bins. Gamma pushing through the conference hallway, trying to find a flank, but that is not going to work out. Although, no, it does. Gamma finds the kill on Gryvix. There's the hatch above management. Gamma looks for another kill. Mr. Minalga will find that instead, as Smirko, the last member of Formula, I keep wanting to say Formula 4, but it's Alt F4 standing as Smirko looking for a kill at the end. But the EMP is going to defuse, and just like that, BrainStormers start things off on their second half with a tie, which is probably the best thing for their team. Mr. Minalga picks up that kill in the end there. And let's take a look at that scoreboard really quick. Let me take a look at it. Ice Beast, how's it going? I haven't played with you in a while. Very, very good second half of the first half for BrainStormers as the teams now switch Alt F4 over on the offense. Gamma and Smirko, both AFK at the moment. Hopefully, they show up before the round starts up again. Looks like Gamma's back. Okay, definitely Alt F4 don't want to lose any members in the second half. They have to win or tie this map up to go to a third map right now, but BrainStormers, all they need is a little bit more of a push, and then they will win the second map. And if they win the second map, they're going to win the whole thing. So we'll see. That's a ways off. We're just starting the second half. We see Dreamer over by the upper lounge at the moment. Of course, I remember you, Ice Beast. I never forget one of my friends, my Breachers friends there. As we see Vintage in storage. It's like Vintage was AFK, but no. Mr. Minalga in the back of upper lounge. We see Dreamer right outside as Gamma. Also still outside, just watching those windows ever so patiently. Dreamer now rotating back over the roof. See, Smith is taken out by Mr. Minalga as Gamma looks to pick up a refrag there, but Minalga heading back into the site, a very early pick, and of course Alt F4 could have benefited from a little bit of droning there. We see the EMP is down as Smirko picks up Boomac, and as long as BrainStormers control the EMP, although I don't think they realize that the EMP has been dropped. Gamma looks to recover that, but Gryvix making their way through the north stairs hall. I think that frag did not work out for Gryvix. Gamma looks to rotate into the back of upper lounge. They haven't recovered the EMP yet over on BrainStormers. Cosmic is low as we see a gunfight over in green room. Smirko is already in there at the moment. Haunted in The back of Green Room very, very low. Smirko is also very low. As the EMP is getting planted, Gamma finds the kill on Vintage. Haunted takes out Cosmic as Mr. Minalga looks to push up and find the kill on Dreamer, and does. And it's, oh my goodness, a string of kills. It's now just down to Smirko to clutch things up, but we see the plant is getting stuck by Mr. Minalga right now. Is it going to be defused? Gravix picks up the kill as Mr. Minalga looks to get that. You know, if Gravix didn't pick up the kill, Mr. Minalga would have found the defuse on that EMP. So, very, very nice round from BrainStormers there. They had to kind of push back on Alt F4 pushing into the site, but a very, very nice round for them in the end. I want to make sure I did turn off the scoreboard right. I did. Okay. Yeah, very, very good round from these two teams. But of course, BrainStormers taking the lead now. We'll see. Can they bring it back on the second half? They're off to a good start, that's for sure. We do see 3 Vezins in the hands of BrainStormers. A Spectral from Gravix and Bumak with that Jesper. Over on Alt F4, I keep wanting to call them Formula 4, I don't know why. As we see a Cadillo and 4 Spectrals from F4, Alt F4. We'll see who wins this round as Smith and Smirko right outside of Upper Lounge at the moment. Cosmic watching Lower North, making their way up. It looks like it might be a mixing push from Alt F4. And this is interesting. I've never seen two teams push mixing so much. Don't ever say formula. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pollution. I feel very, very bad for calling it Formula 4. I keep wanting to say that. I think it's just the F4. It's structured like a Formula 2, Formula 3 tag. Alt F4. There we go. I won't make the mistake again. Apologies. As we see Mr. Minalga in mixing. Just keeping an eye on the tag there. Or the door. I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm also doing very well. Ice Beast. Yeah, I'm definitely down to play again sometime. I've just been I've been kind of busy with casting, the real life of Gibular Bob there, so haven't had the chance to play too much Breachers, but I've been finding some time recently. So we see Smirko and Smith. Smith finds a very, very nice kill on Bumak. Minalga finds Gamma. Smirko does take out Gryvix, a frag toss. It's a 2 versus 4. This has been a very good start for Alt F4. As Dreamer picking up that healing syringe. We see Mr. Minalga take out Cosmic. It's now a 3 versus 3. Haunted Lopes keeping an eye on broadcast. And remember when I said I never saw a team play for mixing so many times? Well, looks like Alt F4 are switching up that push and heading through server. Instead, they are moving up into broadcast. And if they get this EMP planted in the back of broadcast, they've got time to do it. Haunted would have to push up quite a bit. Smirko, of course, watching the crossfire there as Haunted, I think, may have spotted Smirko, but does... Oh, Mr. Minalga finds that kill instead. We see the EMP is planted, but it's a 30-second warning goes off. Mr. Minalga finds the second. It's now just down to Smith, who does have that Spectral right now. The EMP's been planted, so Smith can't really retreat. Finds 1 on Mr. Minalga. He needs to take out 2 more. Now, Haunted Lopes is low on health, but just got a heal off. That's going to make things more difficult for Smith. Vintage now right on the other side of the broadcast screen as Smith looks to retreat. I think Smith is now just baiting out to see if the other team will try and defuse the EMP, but of course Vintage, yeah, Smith rotating back around to the broadcast hallway. It looks like no, Smith is coming back, looking to take out Vintage. Is Vintage gonna stick it? Vintage tries, but Smith finds that kill instead. They're both so low again. It's now just down to Haunted. The EMP is gonna defuse! And Smith buys just enough time with that Spectral to win. I think that was a 1 versus 3 clutch. Haunted picks up that kill at the end, but a big oversight from BrainStormers at the end. Very, very well played by Smith. Just want to play this little highlight here. This was a very nice kill at the beginning of the round from Smith. Of course, the player of that round, the MVP, definitely, who was very, very good with that Spectral at the end there. It's okay. Haunted getting it's okay from the rest of BrainStormers, who managed, Alt F4 actually managed to tie up the game that round. So we'll see if they can pick up a little more momentum. They've got Vezins now. They got a nice little eco boost as Mr. Minalga stuck with that Cyclone right now. So we'll see what happens, but currently round 9 starting right now. It's 4 Vezins and a Marui against 4 Vezins and a Cyclone. See Cosmic right outside of bathroom at the moment. Dreamer moving in to bathrooms. This is Gamma 2- in courtyard at the moment. BrainStormers have worked very hard to get that lead over Alt F4, but Alt F4 have been working hard to tie it up again. It's either team's game at this point. Mr. Minalga is definitely at a slight disadvantage because everybody on F4 has a rifle at the moment. Alt F4. Gamma moving in lobby along with Smirko and Smith. Nobody's in lobby lounge at the moment or conference hallway, but we do have Boomac watching conference and keeping an eye on it. Gamma 2- looks to move into lobby lounge. Smirko and Smith both in lobby. Alt F4 did an excellent job securing that clutch last round. We'll see if they can keep this pace up as Gamma moves, looks to find a kill on Boomac. A bit of a gunfight there, but Boomac found some damage on Gamma. Gamma found some damage on Boomac as we see Gamma changing up the angle there. Smirko, of course, pushing up on the conference wall. Gamma finding a bit of damage through there. There's no breaching foam on Alt F4. I just noticed that. What? Uh-oh. Might this be an oversight from Alt F4? They don't have any breaching foam. I think they just realized that they don't have any. Oh, that could be very, very bad. Essentially, what that means is Alt F4 can't open up any of the walls, and now they're stuck on the, just watching the doors, which are 2 big choke points as Haunted Loves picks up the kill on Smirko. Gryvix picks up Gamma. Smith finds Vintage. Dreamer takes out Haunted. It's now a 3 versus 3. Smith finds another on Boomac, but does get refragged by Mr. Minalga. It's now a 2 versus 2. It's just down to Dreamers. Gryvix takes out Cosmic. It's now just down to Dreamer. And the lack of breaching foam here. Oh my goodness, Mr. Minalga nearly takes themselves out with that grenade. Gryvix getting the heal off. All BrainStormers really needs to do right now is play back as long as they don't feed. Oh, Mr. Minalga takes out Dreamer to give BrainStormers the lead. And a very, very good round from BrainStormers. That oversight from Alt F4 probably cost them the round there. They couldn't go through the wall like they wanted in conference. They were forced to go through the choke points, which are those doors there. And are we going to see breaching foam again? We're seeing a super eco from Alt F4. Is that what they want to do? I mean, if they lose this round, BrainStormers are going to be on match point. They're not buying breaching foam again, though. I I hope maybe they pick some of that up. I mean, even if you're going for an eco, teams typically still buy breaching foam because it just it really gives you a chance to create new angles for that attacking team. If you don't create those new angles, defense has a very, very big advantage. So I think this is definitely hurting for Alt F4's performance in this second half. But we'll see. They're going for a big eco this time. They only bought one frag as their util. Meanwhile, BrainStormers have 5 Vezins. So Alt F4, their strategy here, they're thinking about the end game. So they're assuming that they're going to lose this and head onto a match point round from BrainStormers. Then Alt F4, their best bet is going to be to try and full buy on the last round instead of half buying on this round. So is it going to be the best end game strategy? I mean, if you are going against a full stack of Vezins, they have 3 heals as well. Maybe this was the better call. And Alt F4, their plan is to go into the final map and try and win that instead. Currently, we see Cosmic dropping north stairs along with Dreamer. Gravix picks up 1. I think Gravix heard 2 drops though, so it's gonna rotate back around to upper lounge. A good start from a BrainStormers. Gravix essentially runs in a circle and then goes back over there right now as we see Cosmic on north stairs. Gravix about to swing out and finds that kill. Very, very nice kill from Gravix as we see Smith in the storage hallway. Smirko heading into storage hallway, and Gamma just watching the green room hallway. Smith finds that kill on Gravix, looking to push up and pick up that Vezin. That could help. Is Alt F4, are they going to try and oh, they had a teammate leave on BrainStormers. Uh-oh. It was either a disconnect or it's a sub. We'll see what happens with BrainStormers here. Jeroen. Oh no, Jeroen almost got fragged, but pushing up on Smith, who finds that kill. As we see a 3 versus 3 currently. Vintage over in storage. And Alt F4 definitely had a very, very lucky happenstance there with Jeroen, the bot. Oh, as Vintage takes out Smirko. It's now just down to Smith, who takes out Vintage. Can we see Smith 1v3 clutch this again? Has a healing syringe. Oh my goodness, gets tagged. Doesn't have a Benson though, and Mr. Minalga will find that kill, which means that BrainStormers have obtained match points in their second half. They are now 1 round off of winning the whole series. They're going to have the eco here. They are a teammate down though. We'll see, can Alt F4 pick up this final round? BrainStormers, they have to make sure they don't celebrate too early. Because that could hurt them if they do. They haven't won yet. They did get match points, but if they lose this, then they're going to have to play a final map. Since map 1 was 7... Oh, wait, no, they have 2 rounds. Yeah, two rounds for Alt F4 before they have the chance to tie it up. But a very nice start from BrainStormers as Alt F4 picking up those rifles. Again, like their strategy last time, they super ecoed, and now they have rifles and util as well. So we'll see, can Alt F4 pick up this round and stay in the game? It's getting dangerous for them. They can't lose another round to BrainStormers. And by the way, BrainStormers still don't have a 5th teammate in there. They still have bot Jeroen, which could hurt their performance as well. We see Gravix taking out Cosmic, and a big disadvantage to not drone is Gravix picks up a 2nd kill. Very, very, very nice from Gryvix. He picks up 2 early quick picks. I think, spotted the EMP. So really, all BrainStormers needs to do is guard this EMP, and they've got victory right here. I think Boomac is making their way through podcasts. Yeah, I mean, really, BrainStormers just needs to keep an eye on the EMP. It's been pinged by Gryvix. Dreamers in upper lounge. Heading back up to the roof. This is bad for Alt F4. They lost 2 very early to Gryvix. They have the EMP. As now Boomac shows up, as well as Mr. Minolka to keep an eye on it. Oh, this is not good for Alt F4. It could be, what on earth is happening to Smith? Okay, that seems to be fixed right now. Gryvix finds 1. It's now a 2 versus 5. Not even Jeroen has gone down yet. It's up to Dreamer and Gamma to dash. Right now, what do? They've got to play for picks. That's about the only thing they can do. Try and find some picks here. Gamma finds 1 on Gryvix, but BrainStormers, all they need to do right now is just keep an eye on the EMP, and they've secured victory here. If they don't push up the windows, there's really nothing Alt F4 can do. They got to play for picks. They don't have a numbers advantage. They need to find 2 more. Now, they could take out Jeroen, but still be... Oh, my goodness, this Vintage takes out Dreamer. It's now just down to Gamma. Jeroen is over in the site. 40 seconds left on the clock. You really got to feel for Gamma here, who is in just a really difficult situation. Has that cloaking device, looks to swing, finds 1 on Boomac. Oh, but Vintage picks up that kill to give round 2, or game 2, to BrainStormers, and a very, very nice win from them tonight. I mean, BrainStormers, they just played well. They played very, very well. Good strategy, great situational awareness. They won their gunfights. We're already having some members of Alt F4 leaving there, and wow, what a round from these 2 teams. But looking at that scoreboard, of course, Mr. Minolga 17-3, Vintage 5-4, Gryvix 13-1, Boomac 6-8, and Jeroen 4-3. Over on Alt F4, Smirko 11-5, Cosmic 1-5, Smith 12-3, Peter 6-3, and Baptiste 10-3. I think Smirko's at the top there. I don't know who Peter and Baptiste took over for, but wow, what a round it was for BrainStormers tonight, who will walk away. They won both maps 7-4. Alt F4, their strategy was to take the final round as a tie, and then try and win that final map there. It didn't happen, however. They're a brand new team. They have to iron out the kinks in their communication, so they will take this loss right now. But we'll see if they come back with some more pace. But that is going to do it for tonight. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. We had about 33 people watching here at Peak, so thanks, everybody, for showing up. Good to see everybody in the chat. Yeah. Incredible night from both of these teams. Of course, before we take off, I'd like to shout out our sponsors once again, starting with Helga, the manager bot. Are you tired of juggling schedules, stats, and communication for your esports teams? Say hello to Helga, the esports management bot. Helga helps with availability, scheduling, communication with opponents, and statistical analysis. Ooh. To get started, join their Discord linked in the chat or on the VRML Breachers/Onward website. Of course, big thank you to HyperX. Get 15% off MRSP off of fully priced HyperX products in North America using code HXVRML23. HyperX also supports VRML with the highest quality HyperX Quadcast S. you ever heard Nightfire? When he does a broadcast, he uses the Quadcast S. HyperX also provides some hardware for the casting team as well. They provide a lot of really nice, high-quality products that we need to get our casts done. So big thanks to HyperX as well as a ProTube VR. Big thanks to ProTube. ProTube VR provides the best VR rifle mounts and VR accessories. Help stabilize your aim in-game by picking up a mag tube stock. Put your controllers into cups that magnetically connect to a fully adjustable stock. Or if you want to add to the immersion, you can check out the Force Tube with haptic feedback to enhance any virtual shooting experience. With a wide variety of products ranging from Beat Saber to joystick mounts, ProTube VR is your one-stop shop for controller peripherals. Of course, Exclaim, the official merchandise store for the VRML, the creators / mod teams, for all of their hard work. And last but certainly not least, the developer of Breacher's Triangle Factory, who very generously contribute to the $8,500 prize pool in cash and hardware for the VRML, which is what these teams are competing for tonight. So big thanks to Triangle Factory, and that is going to do it for me tonight. I'm Gibular Bob. I hope you all enjoyed this broadcast. Congratulations to both teams, but extra special super duper congratulations to BrainStormers for their win tonight. So that's going to do it for me. Again, I'm Gibular Bob. This is the VRML, and we'll see you all next time. Have a great night, everybody. And if you're going to eat dinner, enjoy it.
Breacher's VRML is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, ProTube VR. Thanks for watching VRML.